Justice Department are or are not doing, because I work for the campaign. But what I can tell you is that Rudy Giuliani is a seasoned prosecutor who made a career out of exposing and correcting government corruption. He's acting in his capacity as a personal attorney to the president. And
so this is a personal favor
again,
for the president to go and root out what he says is dirt that hasn't existed, the Ukrainians hadn't found before. It's a personal favor by Rudy Giuliani for the president
to
help him get information on his political rival.
He talked about investigating Ukrainian meddling in the 2016 election, which has been documented that they meddled in the 2016 election. A DNC operative met in the Ukrainian
propaganda,
embassy.
Mark. That's Russian propaganda.
No, it's actually in Politico, as reported by Ken Vogel, who works for the New York Times now.
I want to talk about the timeline of when this aid was released, and I want you to comment on that and how you defend it. The Pentagon says that Ukraine has done a really good job rooting out corruption. They green-light the funding that Ukraine needs. That was in May. In July, Donald Trump has a phone call with the Ukrainian president, where once the Ukrainian president asks him for arms to help fight off Russian aggression, the president's next words were, "I want you to do us a favor, though." And usually in the English language, though means, "I'll give you that, but first do us a favor." He talks about the 2016 election, and then he goes on to talk about Joe Biden's son. The money does not get released after that. The money gets released only after Adam Schiff forwards the whistleblower complaint, asks about the whistleblower complaint in September. Why was the money released a day after that and not before?
Well, again, I can't tell you about what's going on inside the White House or inside the administration, as those are official actions and official deliberations. But it is entirely appropriate for a president of the United States, when dealing with a country with a history of corruption, and you also have a new president who was elected on a platform of rooting out that corruption, to have a phone call to make sure that they're going to follow up with that before you actually release hundreds of millions of dollars in American taxpayer money.
The Pentagon
That's what we should be
certified
expecting
it.
of our president.
Certified it.
Ultimately, it's not the Pentagon's
into?
decision. It's the decision of the commander-in-chief and the president of the United States. And he has to be satisfied that the corruption efforts of the new administration, the anti-corruption efforts of the new administration, are going to take hold and that they're going to follow through. The money has been released. In fact, there was a report this morning from Ken Vogel again, who said the Ukrainians